As always, every month I select some quotes as inspirational as they can be from this month's zodiac sign, or I'd rather say this season zodiac sign. So now it's Taurus season. Let's get to it and read some quotes. Let me drink first. My famous sparkling water. So let's start with Cher. I have two quotes from her that I like. Until you're ready to look foolish, you'll never have the possibility of being great. Cher. I love that since, I think it's very true. But I believe what she meant to say is not necessarily looking foolish, but you need to be fearless about that. It's actually why some people, and I include myself, sometimes don't do anything because we have this fear, and we need to let go of this fear. We need, in order to activate something and moving forward and try to get what we want to have in a way. Somehow we can tell ourselves that we don't need it, but we actually do. And that's also the thing about having a plan. Sometimes along the way you'll have obstacles that you just don't want to mess with and you don't want to have, and you feel like you will never go through them. That's because of fear. That's fear talking. So I'm like, and you probably also are like, no one has no fears. We all have some, so we need to get through them and face them, to be honest. And yeah, I think that's the best thing of all, is just to find ways to face our fears in order to live our truth, in the sense that, yeah, we all have goals, but in order to get them, we need to overcome our fears. That's really the biggest lesson I believe in life, to get into ourselves in order to identify our fears and get along with them, play with them, overcome them. So this is how I read this sentence. Another one that she said: women are the real architects of society. Cher. Love that. That's so women empowerment, obviously. I don't know what else to say about that. It's just that it's so hard to find this way of saying things. So yeah, I also believe that this would be my take, in the sense that, there's also this quote about behind every, I'm not sure about the exact quote, but it sounds like behind every great man or powerful man, there's a woman. And that's so true in history, and it's a reality, because also it's about polarity. I believe that if you want to touch most people, you will definitely think first about yourself, and unconsciously your nature of being a man. And when a woman will step in this unconscious or even conscious thoughts, bipolar a word. Obviously, there are like in betweens of genres and sex, but like for most of humanity, it was just men and women in a way. Like, even if there was, it has always been there. There's always been like so many things. Everything existed before, but I believe in a way that obviously women are here, like, and we're also historically always behind men, and it's so great that today it's just more and more equal, even if it's not as much as it could be, as we could do much more for women. But yeah, I guess that's also a form of saying that, yeah, they've always been pulling strings from behind, but in their way and in the most like smart, like in the smartest way possible, because I don't want to talk about this American president, but and it's not even like about his wife, but like people listen to men even if they don't have anything good to say. Unfortunately, he will be charismatic, and this will work. It will work out for him, which is so bad for humanity, for history, for the whole world. But still, till today, it's like, it's men, they're here. But still, hopefully we have women, and they still want to get along with us. Can you believe? Like, we need each other anyway. We need everyone. No, not even matter the sex of the people. It's like, guys, we live on the same planet. Why do we keep killing each other? I don't want to get too much into politics here. It's not that I don't like it, but I don't feel like this is my forte, I guess. So let's move on to the next one, who is Sabrina Carpenter. I'm gonna have a lot of people hating me, but I'm not from this generation. I don't really listen to her. I know that I had a lot of like backlash on TikTok about this trend of when you had to open your eyes whenever you would listen to that pop girl. And I didn't open my eyes for her, or who else? I don't remember. There was another one that I can't even name. But well, like, there was a lot of like, tell me that you're a millennial without telling me that you're a millennial, that kind of shit. Sorry, that kind of things. And also, yeah, like, they're all coming for me about like this and this and this, but also I had like all the millennials like loving me for like speaking the truth and being like, yes, Lady Gaga, yes, Beyonce, yes, Rihanna, yes, Ariana Grande. And obviously I opened my eyes, like, you have no idea, like, there was no tomorrow. Like, I even like put my face in front of the camera, like, so big, for Lana Del Rey. Like, she's my icon forever. Anyway, so now let's move on to Sabrina Carpenter, as I was saying, who was born May 11, 1999. Wow. It's still the last century. It's like not, but just it's Gen Z, right? Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I think so. No. Yeah. Anyway. So I think it's interesting what she said. I remember. She said, "I'd rather say too much than never say what I feel." Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, so Sabrina. Yeah. Yes and no. I'm like, because obviously, as if you maybe know, I am a fan of better to speak. It's better to leave. Like it's definitely a question of living or dying. When you speak, you leave. When you speak, things happen. When you speak, you can find love. When you find love, you leave. And even if then it ends up in a breakup, in a heartbreak, sorry, you've lived. Because in the end, we will all die, so we might as well find some good thing along the ride. Some good things, sorry, not just one. Yeah. I don't remember right now the born to die quote, but sometimes love is not enough. The road gets tough. I don't know why. Yeah. I remember my ex once said that to me when we were like in the merge of breaking up. So I was like, yeah. yeah. Anyway. Another thing she said. Confidence is something you create, not something you wait for. Love this one because I'm all about it right now. I'm like, build up your confidence, like gain your power, like take back this power that you have, but you're not showing that. So, of course, it's not something you wait for, but it's something that you must hear in yourself, that you also must respect in a way. And it's really not about like, it's a long process, and it's a hard one to finally find confidence into everything that you're doing. And it's very linked to what Cher was saying about like looking foolish, to be honest. I feel like it's not just losing all your fears. That's the first step. But then it's about like understanding that you can build your confidence. That you must somehow know what you're doing, or at least learn it, because you can like let go of all your fears, but still kind of looking stupid because you don't know anything about what you're doing. So these are like the two things that you must work on simultaneously almost, in order to not look foolish and get your confidence as high as you can to do what you want to do. Let that sink in. I'm trying to think about like the fact that this is Taurus, because my best friend is Taurus. As I'm recording, her birthday is in like 4 days. And that would have been fun if I would have asked her to tell me one quote. Oh wow, I love that. But I've also like find it in WhatsApp sometimes. Yeah, whatever. Sometimes I have these things about like remembering what we said. Okay. Now let's move on to Grace Jones, who was born May 19, 1948. She said, "I'm not perfect, but I am perfectly myself." Grace Jones. And also in the same theme, I'd say, she said, "I don't like being stereotyped. Most people do." So my take on this, I'm not perfect, but I'm perfectly myself. I like it, obviously. Well, it's okay. I can talk about this thing that I've been doing. There's this article about it was about like changing careers, like finding your path, blah blah blah. But it was mostly like really like self-development. Wait, is that like a thing in English? Or I'm just translating in French. I don't know. I think I'm translating in French. That's not a thing. Like I don't remember. Anyway, so about like finding yourself. It was more like the core about that. And now I'm talking about it to all of my friends almost every time. The image that you must think about is an octopus with legs. Is it called legs? I'm so sorry, because in French it's something different. And all of his legs like represent his like lifestyle, personal. Sorry, I actually don't remember all of them. So sorry. Oh. Wait, I had it because I did it like I finally like did like a I think it's here. How did I name it? No, it's not here. Why is it not here? Maybe no, not here. Okay, here. The yearning octopus. That's how it's called. Let me know if you want the link to this article if you find it interesting. So it's about personal, social, like what other people think and see about you, lifestyle, practical, and moral. And now why was I talking about that? Sorry, I'm losing myself. Yeah. So whenever there's a decision, whatever, like most of the time, like 2 or 3 legs of this octopus will be in conflict. Because imagine you're at a bar with your friends and you're like, drinks on me. You'll be like, you have like a kind of ego boost, like social ego boost, like because everyone will be happy to see you happy, to have a free drink, like to party with you, to just have fun, and you will have fun, and that will be all good. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong right now. But the next morning, obviously, like that would probably be the too much drink. This last drink that caused you like severe headache or your body aching, whatever, like you feeling so tired, you have to go to work, for example, like you won't have a good time, you won't be productive, I don't know, if you don't, whatever, maybe you will stay home and you won't do anything because it's the weekend, whatever. But for example, you have planned to go to the cinema, you had planned to see some friends, you had plans to have lunch with your parents, you had planned to go to the gym, all of these things, and you're like, oh my god, I'm losing this thing, like I have to cancel gym. So if I don't go to gym, it means that I went like only one time this week. This is not good. This is not how I wanted this for myself, because it's part of another leg of my octopus to stay healthy, like to do things like to clean my apartment. Like it's all about like just doing things in your life and choices. So what I'm saying here, I want to go like straight to the point now, because I could talk about this for hours and there are a lot of examples and it's so interesting. And by the way, I love that I did this for myself and that I know it and I see exactly what's not the problem, but what's at stake in every situation of my life. I'm like, okay, I know that I chose this over this because of that. This is so me. This is like, so you know where you're going, you know why you're thinking that, and it's like, it's also like just, okay, it's simple, like it's simpler, like whatever. I feel like it's game changer. and this leg, they're both in conflict. What is the most important for you? This or this? Why? Try to think about it. And also maybe sometimes, like, can you bring on like other situations that when you feel like this is the most important, I mean, this is how you find out if it's which one is the most important for you. So in a sense, sometimes you can just, obviously when you're at a bar, you don't really think about these things, you're just like in the moment, which is totally fine, and you have to understand that. This is where I'm getting at. But yeah, that's so interesting. And so the thing is, you cannot satisfy your whole octopus. There will always be at least one leg that is not happy in a situation. It is so bad and so frustrating, but you have to accept it. This is about like not being perfect. It's impossible to be perfect, because also in the end, we all have different perspectives of the definition of perfection. Shocker, but that's the truth. Let's be honest. So yeah, that's the first thing. And also, like, even perfection for you, it's unattainable. It is not. You can think about many things, but there will always be something that is not perfect for you all the time. And I know for a fact that I try all the time. I've been trying my whole life to think about my whole octopus, because this is who I am. Also, I think about everything. And I'm not like, just like very deep in like 10% of my life, because I have to like focus on this thing, because it's like, this is how I am. This is like, I'm not like a fire. I'm not like super intense on something, and I'm like so focused on it until I don't know. I actually don't know what happens when you're like that. Like, I feel like sometimes it's just like you burn everything when it's like this fiery about something. It's like when you just focus too much on something, because then you lose the sense of everything else. But in the other way, on the other hand, since I am the complete opposite, I'm like I know that I'm kind of like, I see myself as a light, and like such a bright light that it's like I'm everywhere. I think so much about everything, about every aspect of my life, that this will influence that and that and that and that. Sometimes I just like, I don't move. I'm like, I cannot do any move, because if I do one here, I will do like 3 steps back here. You know what I'm saying? So I have this like all about, like, obviously very interesting to talk about these things, because like perfection can never be found ever. So this is a good reminder. Thank you, Grace Jones. and I could talk about like being stereotyped also, but as much as most people do like to be stereotyped, well, I don't know when she said that, or if there was a context, probably, but I'm not sure actually that people like that. I feel like it's weird. But whatever. Or maybe it's something that she knows that we do, but we don't know about that. But we don't know that about us. That can be true. Like, maybe we secretly, unconsciously all want to be stereotyped. Maybe that was what she was trying to say. And she's entitled to say whatever she wants anyway. I'm not like here to say, no, it's just wrong. Yeah. Now let's move on to Audrey Hepburn. Born May 4, 1929. Love her. Nothing is impossible. The world itself says I'm possible. Oh my god. Sorry, because I read them all, but I read them in my head, and now like reading them all out loud is the best thing. So so stunned. I love this. I love it. Yes, I'm possible, impossible. Wow. They don't do quotes like that anymore. We don't do them. Yeah, I'm just gonna read this one. There's another one, but I don't think it's powerful enough now that I've said this one. Well, I mean, it's just that it's so well thought of. It's just said it all in a way, because nothing is impossible, obviously. Yeah, let that sink in all of us here. Just said it all. I have nothing to say about that. What would you have to say? Nothing is impossible, right? I mean, that's a good thing to live up to, like to think about. Sorry, I'm losing myself. Because love it. Anyway, so May 14, 1969. Who was born that day? It's Kate Blanchett. How'd you say that? Can Blanket? I'll just say that in English. Because in French it's Kate Blanchett. Just saying. But I've never heard it in English, I think. Kate Blanchett. Wow. I have no idea. Kate Blanchett looks cute. So she said, let me just read that again. If you know who you are going, sorry, not that. If you know you are going to fail, then fail gloriously. It's also a bit linked to share. What's my take on this? To be honest, I love that. I really do. Very aligned with me and I guess with what I have to say in this world, in this lifetime. Because I'll come out as very shallow here. But one of my reasons to live. Oh my god, this is so intimate when I'm saying this. Anyway, it's not like everyone will know about that. Just you guys. It's very much about everything that I will do will be in style. In my style anyway. It's not like I put myself in a pedestal in front of everyone like my style is the best. No, it's not. But it's mine, and it's something that took years to build. Yeah, it's something that honestly I didn't know that I built, but I've always wanted. Like it's in constant evolution, which is great. I'm not close to anything, or but it's very like codified, I guess. It's very like I think about it a lot. It's something that keeps me going, and whatever I will do in life, it will be in style, and my style, not just clothing style, but who I am. So I'm very linked to this quote in the sense that if you know you are going to fail, then fail gloriously. For me, my take on this, like my parallel on this is like do it with style. Gloriously, like do it with style. Because in the end, if you know, also the first part, if you know that you're going to fail, it means that you know where you're going in a way, which is great. But also, how can I say, maybe you don't know it, you're going to fail, but still you're doing it gloriously. So you're doing it in style. You're really working on your way to, until you know that you're stepping out in a way. You're really working on your way to still moving forward. Know what I'm saying? It's like, it's really like, okay, yeah, I'm failing, but like, I don't want to escape. I want to be there. I want to look at myself fail. And you know what? I'm gonna learn from this. You always learn. You always learn from failing. Remember that. So, never be afraid of failing. It's easier said than done. I know. Don't be afraid to fail. That will be my quote for this one. Don't ever be afraid to fail. It's actually the best thing you can do. Ooh, I did one quote that is really nice here. Anyway, now let's move on to, wait, because I don't think I want to hear from her. Okay, no, not her. You know what? I wanted to end up with her. I'm gonna skip some people here because it's not really, and it's too personal, I feel. So let's talk about my favorite Taurus, who was born today as I'm recording, May 10, 1949. I'm gonna send her a DM to wish her happy birthday. It's Mucha Prada. Mucha Prada, guys. Mucha. But you know what I love? Why also I love doing everything that I do in style? Because it's respect. It's a form of respect. I'm not going to say it's the highest form of respect. To me, the highest form of respect is listening. And being an active listener. Obviously, not just listening. Best form of respect is active listening. it's what talks to me because of many things in my childhood. Like, was I ever heard? I don't know. Was I? Whatever. That's a longer subject, I guess. So that's why it's really like important for me to listen to people and not just pretend that I'm listening. Listen carefully. But then comes how you present yourself, fashion, like not just fashion, but how you present yourself. And fashion is one of those things. Your clothing. And this is what I was thinking also about my friends this week, that I was like in the end, I know that everything that I'm doing it in style, and I love that about me. And this is really like also like one of the big things that keep me going, because I'm like, maybe, you know, also coming back to Kate's, like, maybe I am failing right now and I don't see it. Maybe things are not going good or working the way that I was thought that they were supposed to go, but at least I'm looking good. So shallow, I know, but also in a way it's psychologically, if this is what keeps me going, then there's nothing wrong with that. That's my take. That's, do whatever you want with this, but if this is really like, if I identified this thing about myself, about like, in a way, like looking good and be presentable as an important thing that keeps my mind sane, that keeps me going, what the hell is wrong with that? If when everything is falling apart, this is still holding me together, let me hold myself together. The good thing is that I'm working in fashion, so that still is relevant in my world. So, you know, it's not as if I was doing something else and then, oh my god, I only have that. But what can I do with that? Hopefully I can do something around it. So that's the thing I love about myself. And I was really saying that to myself this week. I was like, you know what? When I go to see my therapist, I dress up. Whenever. The only times you will not see me like kind of dress up, it's when I go to the gym or to Pilates or whatever, to some kind of like specific gym thing, gym related, or when I go like grocery shopping, definitely, because it's just like down the street, so why would I dress up for that? But other than that, and sometimes it's like really a bummer because it takes some time to get ready, but it's respect. It's respect that you give to other people when you are just looking as good as you want to be looking. So I was really like, that's what I love about myself in my group of friends, but that's also what I love about them specifically. It's probably one of the reasons I love them so much and that I'm so proud of having them as my friends, because they know they have a style that we each, in my close group friend that I love the most, I guess. It's really like, yeah, also all my friends in the end, but it's really like, okay, I respect them as much as they respect me. Like, there's a real equality here of us presenting ourselves to each other, always looking good. And I don't even want to apologize about how shallow this might sound. It's important. And I love that. Tell me what you think about that. Because, yeah, I mean, I am proof that choose to do. You will present yourself as something, as someone, as, you know, in French we have this saying like, l'habit ne fait pas le moine, which is the clothes don't make the, so let me just Google that. I don't know about this word. No. Sorry. Monk, yeah. The clothes don't make the monk. I don't know if it's really like that in English, but well, it does. Sorry to break it to you, but I mean, obviously there are some exceptions, and there are very interesting exceptions about that, but in the end I would rather take what Nucha Prada is saying, because it's the complete opposite, and it's how really society works. What you wear is how you present yourself to the world. And I'm not here like, I also don't want you guys to think that I'm here like saying, look good, like whatever. We all have our lifestyles. I'm respecting that. It's just that I chose to live in this world and to live it, and to live like that, specifically like that in this world. And I love it. I found myself. Yes, I love it. Like, I'm so happy that I'm 30 and I am running my life this way. Yeah, and I'm just like discovering what more there is to what I can do. That was very like vague to say, but that's the truth. So yeah. Wow. Now let me give you this outro. So maybe that's what Taurus energy really is. Staying soft in a world that constantly asks us to harden. Creating beauty anyway. Yeah. I don't know what you guys think about all these quotes, but I wouldn't have imagined that about Tauruses. Now, obviously they're so famous for sleeping and eating that it's not like you can build up aspirational quotes about that. Anyway, well, that was a good one. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I hope you liked it. Please comment, please subscribe, because you will love what's coming next. So